Good afternoon, everyone. We're back at the Energy Evolution Exchange stage here at OTC 26. Just a quick announcement for those of you who are around and can hear, coming up in about 4 minutes, we have a very special presentation from ExxonMobil. They are going to talk about their Proxxima technology. So we'll see you back here in just a few minutes. Okay, it's 2 o'clock. Good afternoon. I hope everyone had a fantastic lunch. I hope you are enjoying OTC 26 here in Houston. My name is Amy Sweezy. I have been hosting here at the Energy Evolution Exchange stage this week, and I am really excited to introduce our next guest. Kartik Ramachandran is from ExxonMobil, and he is here to share about ExxonMobil's Proxxima technology.
Thank you, Amy. Appreciate it. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So at the OTC, we normally spend a lot of time talking about longer tiebacks, deeper waters, compressed timelines, and all those things. But beneath all of that complexity is a very simple reality, which is the performance, reliability, and value is increasingly dependent on advanced materials. So Proxxima Resin Systems was basically developed around that one premise of how we can take this advanced polymer chemistry and translate it into real-world performance and durable product. And it ranges over the entire spectrum from manufacturing to production and fabrication to actually going into decade-long service in harsh conditions. So today I will introduce you to the Proxxima Resin Systems and where it impacts the subsea applications, especially in the oil and gas space. An area with thermal efficiency, long-term durability, and performance value are not just optional, they are decision enablers. So Proxxima Resin System is not just a single product or formulation. Is this working? Is it good? Will it work now? Okay. All right. Sorry about that. So Proxxima Resin System is not just a single product or formulation. They are a resin platform, essentially, that's built around a differentiated polymer architecture. The intent from the beginning was to stay away from the workarounds, right? So, or trade-offs, like whether we'll have thermal performance versus curing time, or mechanical strength versus processing speed. We wanted to cover everything in one. So Proxxima Systems was developed with the whole purpose to deliver a balanced property set where thermal efficiency, mechanical integrity, low water uptake, and long-term stability, all under demanding and harsh subsea conditions. So that was our challenge, and I'm glad to say we are meeting that challenge now. So this platform allows us to tailor resin systems to an entire spectrum in the industry, not just the oil and gas segment. So we can customize this whole system based on the requirements that the end user wants. And that's what I say, like elegance through a very complex product architecture. So within the Proxxima Global Business Unit, we serve multiple different segments. The oil and gas segment that I am part of is one of them, which is basically split between the subsea side and the other side is on the subsurface side. But we also have multiple other segments like coatings, infrastructure, and mobility. But in this particular talk, we will be focusing more on the subsea applications in the oil and gas segment. So again, what we want to impress here is that if a material performs reliably under really harsh subsea applications, for us, that we have set a very high bar in terms of qualification. So that's what Proxxima is all about over here. So of course, with this comes a very distinct set of value proposition, right? So in my professional career, so I have the great fortune of working right from project design on the upstream side to flow assurance, subsea operations, and being on the offshore platform while a project being started up. So one of the very real privilege to seeing your own design coming to life. So for me to come into Proxxima and to realize the value proposition, I had to be super convinced of what that product brought about. So for me, where it all spanned is around the area of durability and resiliency. What I mean by that, in our current subsea architecture, we can look at the whole system as subsea equipment, flow lines and risers, and field joints. But interestingly, each sub-segment of the subsea architecture has its own insulation media. Each comes with its own thermal characteristics, and each comes with its own limitations. So you have a discontinuity throughout the entire stream of your production as the hot hydrocarbons comes out of your well, and it goes through all this and reaches the top of your receiving facility. Now, it may not seem as a lot, but over a 20 to 30 year life cycle, and as you enter the early life through midlife to end of life of your operation life cycle, you will start seeing how it starts impacting the flow assurance problems, start impacting your overall operational efficiency. So for that, your product needs to be resilient to a wide range of pressures and temperatures. Now with Proxxima, you can very well assure that it ranges that entire temperature gamut, where from 0 or seawater temperature till going up to 180 degrees Celsius, right? But this also comes with a very simple yet very effective application value proposition. Just a single layer and direct to steel application. Right? What I mean by that is Proxxima offers excellent anti-corrosive properties along with superior thermal insulation or K value, thermal conductivity. So what that enables you is to have one layer as compared to multi-layer systems which is existent in the incumbent system. So when you compare multiple versus single, a certain picture develops in your mind, that of how quickly now you can start applying that on the outside of your pipe and risers. So again, in projects where schedule is of paramount importance and where you are on the critical path, this truly makes a big difference. Not only that, you can package all of this and basically containerize this and ship this Goldilocks technology where your project is going to be executed or where your pipe is going to be made. So what that affords is in areas, especially with emerging economies, where local content is of very high criticality, you have suddenly opened the aperture with Proxxima Goldilocks. When it comes to the long-term effectiveness of this particular medium, because of low thermal conductivity or superior thermal conductivity and higher density, and the whole solid thermoset nature of this particular polymer chemistry, you can provide lower insulation thicknesses, but at the same time maintain a much longer cool down time, as much as about 10 to 12% in some cases. Now the reduction in your insulation thickness could amount between 10 to 15%, which vastly simplifies your installation methods. So thereby giving the end user enough flexibility in their system to execute complex projects. Because as we are going deeper waters, the situation is just getting more challenging. And we have to be better prepared to face and overcome those challenges. And that's what the Proxxima Goldilocks system enables you. But this also comes with another thing, like when I mentioned that working on the operations side, the operators, if they can get even a single hour of extra time for them to troubleshoot and bring the asset back to operation, that means millions of dollars saved over 20 to 25 years of operation. Because they then wouldn't have to undergo very expensive flow disruptions or remediation operations that you would normally have to carry out for hydrate purposes or even wax deposition purposes. Because if you end up clogging a pipe because of these flow assurance issues, the only option that you have is to embark on very costly remediation. And every hour that is spent offshore to troubleshoot is a drain on your overall OpEx. So from the Proxxima Goldilocks systems, what we see is you get an extension of that cool down time by as much as 10 to 12%. So that extra time that you afford to the operator goes a long way in saving millions of dollars in operational downtime. And finally, the robust hydrophobic properties, where the solid thermoset nature of the polymer prevents or results in very low water ingress, has its own distinct value proposition. Now, what I mean by that is your thermal conductivity stays rock solid over the life cycle because you are imbibing less water over time. So again, what it means is you don't have to consider end-of-life thermal properties for your insulation media, which means that you save some amount of capex on the front end, which you would have otherwise invested as insurance with your incumbent. So with Proxxima bringing that level of robustness and resiliency to the overall 20-25 year life cycle of a typical offshore asset, we feel that this is one of the very distinct value proposition that Proxxima brings. But all this innovation wouldn't mean anything if you don't have any credible track record. And we are proud to say that with Proxxima, we have 2 projects which is already in water and operating right now. And we have 2 more where Proxxima has been awarded as being the insulation medium, one being on the ExxonMobil Hammerhead project for the water injection insulation system, and the big one, which is the Longtail project, where it will be around 80 kilometers of production flow lines and risers and production jumpers. But another thing which I want you guys to capture from this slide is the versatility of the system, the range of operating temperatures, the fit to purpose for the installation methods, and also a varying range of water depth, along with the value proposition that I cited in the previous slide. And rest assured, there are many more to come in the near future. But a robust insulation thickness or insulation system is only as good as its weakest link. And that's where Proxxima brings truly another big value proposition when it comes to field joints. Because of its faster curing time, you can curtail the offshore time for application of Proxxima by almost 50%. Now, again, our goal is to have Proxxima right from the subsea equipment, which is the trees, to the well jumpers, to the flow line risers, and the field joints. So with field joints also in the picture, now you have a single uniform properties, everything in one package that is Proxxima Goldilocks. And all this is only made possible with the Goldilocks technology that our partners Odyssey bring to the table. It is ISO qualified, which means that it has passed the stringent qualification methods, which is the standard for all the operators in the industry. The coating equipment is minimal, and it can be packaged and transported anywhere in the world, and better inherent thermal properties as compared to 5-layer polypropylene. So, but with all this, the fundamental question for this group is, how can Proxxima Resin Systems help you and your project? And for us, it's not just about selling the product. For us, it's about collaboration. It's about partnership. It's about the objective, whatever it may be. It could be right from robust subsea designs to extension of your tieback distances or longer cool down times. And also to simplify installation. Our goal is to work with you and to ensure that you have the most robust subsea insulation system there is. We believe that advanced materials can be a true enabler of smarter, more efficient, and more economical subsea systems. And with this, we look forward to continuing our conversation with anyone. I mean, we are here for the future. So I look forward to hearing from you. So I have Daisy Lee, who is the Oil and Gas Business Development Manager. And we have Kimberly Clark, who's our Global Communications Manager. So offline, anybody has any questions, three of us will be more than happy to address that and get to a point where we can actually talk. Thank you, everyone.